Hey, what's going on, everybody? UltimatDjz here from the Talking Trek podcast, here with another teaching Trek video for you. And cat's head bobbing. We're having a good time over here in the Talking Trek studios here to do two things for you today. One, we're going to give you a quick follow-up on the Exocomp's mining, or the mining Exocomp. Okay, that one, the little bugger with the drill on the front. We're going to give you a little bit of a follow-up on that. Plus, we're going to dive into the event calendar. Shout out Super Jesse. We're going to do that here in just a second. So let me start with this, all right, before we go any further. Earlier in a previous video, we were talking about the mining buff and as it can be extended beyond the actual time. So, like, for example, if your ship is out on a node and your mining buff comes to an end, would your buff actually cease to exist? The answer is no. We did prove that the mining buff would stay while you're out in space, but what we couldn't figure out was what was going to trigger it to actually end. We thought maybe it could have been the act of refreshing the node, and I say we, shout out Rexnar, who was able to actually help me test this because I was out of Exocomps. We were actually able to prove that it is not refreshing the node. Guys, think about this for a second. If you were out in space and you couldn't be hit and you just hung out there for, days on end. Got it? See what the cat's doing? Cat's saying yes, no, yes, no, you can do it. All right, absolutely. You could just hang out. If you do not hit the recall button, that is the trigger. So the buff says that if you go back to dock, right? That's what it says. If you go back to dock, you're going to lose your buff. Well, there's one other thing that is also triggering it. Yes, going back to dock, which would happen if you recall and let it come all the way home, or if you die, right? If you try to suicide, you're in dock. If you press recall, it is basically the same thing, at least the way this thing has been coded. If you press the recall button, you lose your buff. In the last video, I couldn't figure out why I lost my buff, but it's because I pressed recall and then cancel, and that was enough. I pressed the recall button, lost my buff. So we tested this. We warped to other systems. We impulsed to other systems. Guys, we even tested summoning. Summoning did not do it, okay? You kept your buff. We summoned 3 different systems, and the buff stayed. So, guys, I'm here to tell you, there's a way to use this. I'm not going to spell it out for you, but the buff will not expire on a ship that stays in space or warps or does anything unless it recalls or docks, all right? So just as a little bit of helpful information for some of you guys who like to mine a whole heck of a lot. The cat's winking at you. All right, now let's break into today's video, ladies and gentlemen. You don't care that I'm flying to Romulan space. That's not what I wanted to see. Here's what I wanted to see, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out Super Jesse. You know what? I know you guys like looking at my cute and fluffy furriness. But I'm gonna have to turn this off. Take a look at this beauty. Take a look at this beauty. All right, this is the calendar from Super Jesse. Shout out, buddy. This is absolutely amazing. All right, we're gonna break this down for you. We're gonna go through it day by day because there's some familiar things and then a few things that are not. So let's take a look up here. All right, we're gonna take a look at the very beginning, and of course, on the day that we publish this video, it is Thursday the 5th. However, you may be watching it a little bit later, and that's fine. So let's take a look at Thursday the 5th. We really don't have anything new starting, do we? But we do. The Icarus Factor. All right, now this one is actually super cool. This is a brand new event, and I'm going to tell you about it so you can see. It's a 3-day event. Here's your event guide. Here's where we teach you about the events. Icarus Factor, we got the scoop. We got the lowdown. Let's take a look at what the description says. Complete solo milestone and leaderboard events to earn gold star medals that score in the Alliance Meta competition, the Alliance Meta event, all right? The first run is going to involve hostiles on day 1, upgrading your station on day 2, and swarm hostiles and armadas on day 3. All right, then it talks about a second round. Well, we can see Icarus Factor's here. That's round 1. And then look here. On Saturday the 14th, we're going to get it again. Icarus Factor on the 14th, 15th, and 16th down here, okay? So you're going to get 2 different runs of this event. The first one is what we're going to talk about first, and you're going to be doing fighting hostiles or other players. Notice that, all right? This is a new event built around a couple of things that we've been doing. Maybe a rescue the crew, right? This is your PvE/PvP event for the month. You've also got a domination there, upgrading your station, or at least a kind of a partial domination, and then swarm hostiles and armadas on day 3. Now, here's what's important to note. All right, this is super important. This is a communication from Live Ops. This event is going to last 3 days. Okay, you got 3 24-hour milestone type things that are going on here on days 1, 2, and 3. There is also going to be a solo leaderboard. You know what? I'll go ahead and tell you. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you, but I'm going to tell you. There is a solo leaderboard on day 3. On day 3, so swarm hostiles and armadas are going to involve a leaderboard component. Now, these milestones and the leaderboard are going to give you, as an individual, these medals, the gold star medals. These medals are going to be counted as a scorekeeper in the Alliance leaderboard and Alliance milestone events. All right, so you personally are doing the work. This is very much like Cal. All right, very much like Apex. You personally are doing the work, and your points then are going to the Alliance meta event, both for the ALB and the AMS. Now, what Live Ops wanted me to tell you was to be aware, and this is not a bug, but be aware when Icarus Factor Alliance leaderboard launches, it will be a 4-day event. 96 hours. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? There's only 20, 24, 48, 70. There's only 72 hours worth of events. Why would they do that? Well, it's simple. And they pointed it out today just to remind us, just in case, there is an extra 24-hour buffer there, so that the winners of the leaderboard on day 3 will have an opportunity to claim their rewards that will contribute to the Alliance leaderboard meta. So after an extra 24-hour grace period, then you'll be able to claim the ALB rewards. This is designed this way. It's built. It will be deployed as intended. Just be aware, the Alliance leaderboard is going to show 4 days, but there's only 3 days of competition, and the extra 24 hours is just a grace period to let everybody claim their stuff. Coming up on Saturday, classic Cosmic Cleanup. Let's see. Let's check it. Every Saturday, 1, 2, and 3. Every Saturday this month, Cosmic Cleanup. No changes there that we're aware of. We keep begging for it. Nothing happening there. Also, Saturday for 48 hours, it looks like. Is that right? Only 48 hours? It is indeed. 40, right? 48? Is that? Do they normally do 48? It's late. I don't know. 48-hour on a Recruit Troy solo leaderboard and paired solo milestone. Really excited about that. So you got your SLB and SMS, and we've got that all 3 weekends as well. Kind of hoping that it sticks out to be kind of like what they did with Riker, and that you're going to get the same number of shards. But if we take a look over here again, spending materials and Armada directives to gain new shards of this new epic officer. All right, so that's happening right there. You got 3 different runs of that. Coming up Sunday, Parabellum event. Actually, I saw 2 of them. There's another one on Tuesday, the 17th, and there's a Jelly Brawl in here. Let's see if we can find the Jelly Brawl. Man, look at this. This is so nice. Jesse, you do such a good job. This is so good. There it is, Jellyfish Brawl on Sunday the 22nd. Regarding other Jellyfish events, check this out down here. Requires the ISS Jellyfish. He even puts this little key down here. Isn't it so nice? Gosh, he's so good. So you got the logos. Look, there's a little jelly thing. This is great. This is on our Discord, and it is able to be shared. Or you can message Jesse yourself right over here. Oh, you can't see it here. Fix that. There you go. You can message Jesse if you'd like to get a copy of this for your lines. So coming back up here, Parabellum, we got a Jelly Brawl. By the way, notice there is a Jellyfish while we're talking about Jellyfish stuff. There is a Jellyfish Pursuit. This is showing as 48 hours. So they are, again, kind of tinkering with what they're doing with this jelly auction. I do like a shorter format, so they're kind of tinkering with that. Take a look. You got the 48-hour Jellyfish Pursuit. That's the Jellyfish auction for those of you chasing that. Also starting Sunday, an Armada Hunt solo leaderboard and solo milestone. Very, very familiar event. Nothing different or new about that. Score by destroying Armada targets and spending directives. Earn bonus points for using the new officers Troy or Worf as captain. So an interesting mechanic there. Oh, sorry, again, you guys can't see. Let me turn this off too. That way you guys can actually check out the full amazingness of this calendar. So bonus points for using Troy or Worf as captain in the ALB that's kicking off, so nothing really surprising there. Face of the enemy, we've already had this 2 days. As a matter of fact, it was 2 24-hour events. The ones that we had already were to kill Romulan targets. If we come on over here, face of the enemy, we're going to follow along with Troy as she works undercover for the Tal Shiar on a Romulan ship. We've already done part 1, gathering information on the Romulans in part 1. That was getting the messages, or there was also killing a hostile component. Looks like in step 2, part 2, we're going to be mining ore. So just so you kind of got a heads up, coming up on Monday and Tuesday, you're going to be doing a lot of ore mining. Grab your nodes early, or, you know, be ready to go fight for them. Make sure you don't go over cargo. You go die. All right, that's coming up part 2, okay? So that is this section right here. And while we're talking about it, Face of the Enemy part 3 coming up on Thursday the 19th and 20th. And part 3 is going to be involved in keeping your cover by firing on the Federation. That I'm going to presume is going to be hitting Federation targets, whether it be hostile or Armada. We are definitely going to be attacking the Federation there. And of course, you'll be able to gain extra points for using, and this is cut off, but you'll be able to gain extra points for using a combat Exocomp here. So if you happen to land upon one for weapons damage, maybe hang on to it. You can use it here and get through this part a little bit faster, okay? Let's see. Hey, check this out. Also coming up Monday and Tuesday, a 48-hour faction hunt. Now, I know, you know what? I know that's marked as 48 hours. I'm 99% certain that is just 2 days of good old-fashioned faction hunt. Let me take a look at the inside here. I think that might be a typo we may have missed, Jesse. I'm going to double-check here because I am 99% sure that that is 2 24-hour faction hunts, just like we've always had. And destroy hostiles for, you know, actually that does say, I don't know. I'm going to guess that it's a normal faction hunt. Okay, honestly, and you just get bonus points. That's what they described to us when we were actually talking about this particular event in our meeting. So you got a normal faction hunt, non-ticketed, by the way. Non-ticketed. You're just going to get bonus points for using the exocomps, all right? So that should be 2 full days of normal faction hunt for you is what I expect right there. You're also going to see your uncommon ticketed events here, days 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, seeing them again the following week, days 1, 2, and 3. But, ladies and gentlemen, they're doing something new, something kind of creative with the ticketed events. And guess what? It didn't even really make it as an event into the calendar. So, we are going to switch. Let's take a quick peek inside the game here to our in-game news center. This is a ticketed server milestone. Now, I know some people are going to be like, what? What you talking about, DJ? Here, I'll give you a good look at my mug here. Well, there we go. Look at me. Purr. You make me all excited. Ticketed server milestones, everybody. This is a new meta, okay? Now, when we're taking a look at the calendar, let's go back here very quickly. We've got ticketed events days 1, 2, and 3, 9th, 10th, and 11th, all right? And as we discussed over here on the calendar, you can see what we're going to be doing each day. There's day 1, day 2, and day 3. We know what we're going to be doing. However, there is a meta here, okay? And it's server-wide. Let's go back to the in-game news center. What happened? Where'd my game go? There it is. All right, we are going to have to pick sides. Which side to take in a galactic conflict? Tensions are rising once more between who and who? The Creosians and the Valtese. Like, I don't even know who these are. But they're looking for support from us, okay? On the first day, on the 9th, we're going to get a server milestone ticket. After the normal event reset time, okay? So, guys, just hear me. Be careful here. Beware. Pick carefully what side you want to support by joining the server milestone event with your ticket. You cannot join both. I do dig how Scopely's getting into these tickets that you can't buy, you can't do more than once. It's a true choice, all right? You're going to have to pick what side. So look at the meta events carefully. There could be a difference in rewards. There could be a difference in maybe a frame or an avatar, this or that. Who knows what it's going to be, but you are going to have to choose. Pick one side. All right. Now, once you pick a side, you've joined that meta. You're going to work with other commanders who have joined the same meta as you in your server, and then you're going to score by doing the ticketed events that appear throughout the 3 days. This ticketed server milestone event is going to run twice. Once on the 9th, 10th, and 11th, just like we just talked about, and then again on the 18th through the 20th. What's on the 18th through the 20th, you may ask? Looky here, ticketed events days 1, 2, and 3. An exact second run of the same thing that we're going to get the first week, okay? One single ticket to join an event and choose a side. Now, here's the thing. This is super interesting, okay? Gonna have to be a little bit careful, possibly. Maybe even talk to some people. Crazy. You're gonna have to communicate. Talk to some people in your alliance or in Galaxy chat because, golly, you kind of don't want to go with the one that nobody's running, okay? If you're the only person on your server that chooses side B and everybody else goes with side A, then you're going to have a little bit of trouble finishing your server milestone. All right, this is kind of high risk, and I hope it's high reward, Scopely. I really do hope that this pays well because some people are probably going to have the scare of a lifetime in this game if they join a server milestone that not very many other people compete in. I did raise this up, and I was told by the Arc Runner themselves that the milestone metas themselves have been reduced drastically because you're essentially splitting the server, all right? Some people are going to choose side A, some people are going to choose side B, and it might not be a 50-50 split. It could be 60-40, could be 70-30. And they have assured me that these milestones themselves have taken this into account and will be drastically reduced. But it still would probably be nice to go into this with a couple of buddies, all right? You're going to have to do the ticketed events, so make sure that you're joining a side that's got a little bit of participation behind it. A few players willing to play along with you, okay? That's for both runs of the ticketed events, and it's called a galactic server milestone or a ticketed server milestone. I think they were actually calling it galactic something. What was it, Snake Eyes? Is galactic galactic conflict. Thank you. He's in the room next door, you know, with like the glass, you know, the TV guys and the radio guys, they always have that studio, right, with the glass that separates them. And then the guy sits in there and he like flips you off or tries to hold funny signs up or he moons you to try to make you laugh during the news. That kind of thing. Yeah, galactic conflict. That's what you're getting. You'll have a second chance to show your support and gain their favor with a frame. All right. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Actually, look here. Good. Get to at least the first milestone of your chosen side to be entered into the second run. Oh my God, it's even worse. Actually, I don't think that's worse at all. I think that's fun. Get to the first milestone, and that will give you the ticket to enter the second run. So everything hinges on this first one right here, okay? Everything hinges on the 9th, 10th, and 11th. If you fail here, then you're automatically done here. That's actually kind of fun. I'm kind of looking forward to that. All right, let's finish our way through. We got another recruit TNG officer solo leaderboard exactly like we have going on this week. We got going on next week. Okay, nothing really new there. I'm sure there's going to be some packs and so forth available for you to acquire to pick up those guys. Also on the 12th, we've got our first of 2 runs of Rialta Pvp. It's back. Rialta Pvp, bringing out your Rialta. Get that out of mothballs, head on over to a specific system, and you'll be able to duke it out. Just in case you were curious, you can check out our Discord. Some interesting screenshots about Rialta's killing 2.7 million PvE hostiles. with proper crew. The Rialtas seem to have gotten a little bit of shot in the arm with some research here lately, so you might want to check that out. It sounds like crewing could be pretty daggone important. For those of you struggling with reload tokens, Scopely will be providing those for you as well so that you can move into a lower base housing system so you can actually do your PvP, and then you'll be able to move around there with your Rialta, okay? So that's coming up twice. Rescue the Crew solo milestone coming up on, what is that, Thursday? That's a Friday the 13th. Ooh. Score by dealing damage to hostiles in specific systems or by engaging in PvP in open systems. So another repeat of the PvP PvE that we're getting in the Icarus Factor with Rescue the Crew. Okay, that's happening there. And let's see how many times we have that. We got it on Friday the 13th, and that's, oh, there it is, Saturday the 14th, and that's it. So 2 days of PvE PvP coming up, and we'll check that out. As a matter of fact, you know, that usually runs as a 48-hour one as well. So we'll double check this with Jesse. That usually runs as a 48-hour event. Those are not usually 24-hour solo milestones, I don't think. That is usually a 48-hour solo milestone. And honestly, there's usually a solo leaderboard there, although I can see in the calendar it doesn't specify that there's a solo leaderboard there. Let me go back up here to take a quick peek. Rescue the Crew does specifically just stay solo milestone, and it says 13 and 14. So we were actually told that the ands indicate a separate event and the hyphens indicate a joined event. So this indicates two 24-hour milestones. So maybe we're going to see some adjusted milestones there and 2 days worth of rewards. That might be cool too. Your second run of the Icarus Factor starting on Saturday the 14th. Another Troy auction, your second with a paired SMS. Now here's what's important to note about that. Saturday the 14th through Sunday the 15th, you got a Troy auction. And then right down here on Tuesday the 10th, no, you know what? It's from the first weekend. You got Troy recruiting here on Saturday the 7th and 8th. You got a one-day break, and you go straight into another G3, G4 spend with the Jellyfish. Just be aware of that. That could tap a lot of people out. But then you got another Troy the next weekend and another Troy the next weekend, all right? Coming into this last week here, you wrap up your Icarus Factor here with your second run. And by the way, if we're taking a look here on the second round, Eclipse Hostiles and Armadas completing research now, and then fighting board probes, all right? So 6 different types of events, kind of almost calling back to what they did with the holodeck games right here and the Icarus Factor. Another day of Rialta Pvp, Jellyfish event in Parabellum. You got another Galactic Conflict meta with the 3 ticketed events. We talked about that a little bit ago. And part 3 of Face of the Enemy. Face of the Enemy, part 3. Where was that one? Here we go. Part 3, we talked about killing Federation hostiles, and that is going to pretty much round out your calendar and finish up on this weekend here with another Troy auction, Jellyfish Brawl, and what? A one-time event for away team assignments across the galaxy, level 10 plus. Just throwing in a quick 48-hour milestone here just to round out the calendar for TNG Arc 4. All in all, the calendar does look decently busy. Again, just like last month, I kind of like the fact that it's getting a little bit fuller. I did notice somebody told me that they felt like Friday the 13th was awful light. I kind of agree. I halfway wonder if something interesting may not pop in on this day. Friday the 13th is, after all, a super fun day. But we'll see. Who knows? All right. If you got questions, leave them in the section below. If you got comments, do the same thing. And now I feel obliged to ask, if you like the video, be sure to subscribe, smash that thumbs up, click on the bell so you know when we do more content just like this, and please share with your team, spread it around, show this link off as we continue on our push for subscribers. 5K mats for 5K subs. Once we hit that 5K number, we're going to give away 5,000 materials, 500 to each of 10 winners, and we're going to draw them right here on the tubes. All right, so you make sure that you get subscribed, and we'll hook you up with some goodies. All right, and the prizes. My name is UltimatDjz. I'm from Talking Trek. Snake Eyes putting all this big hot mess together. Thank you for that, buddy. Appreciate you. And we're going to hop on out of here. Okay, I'm just going to purr my way out the door. UltimatDjz here saying meow for now. Love you, mean it. See you on the next one. Bye. Meow.